My name is Avery, and I'm really messed up. I don't have any next of kin, and my only dependents are my two dogs, both of which are seniors, and honestly will probably be passing on in the next 2 to 3 years, I would say. One of them is 9, and he weighs 100 pounds. And the other one is somewhere around 12, 13, 14. No one knows, and she's 30 pounds. When I say I don't have any next of kin, that means I am an only child. I have one living parent who I haven't spoken with in over a decade now. I've never been close to, I've never known anyone on my paternal side, and I have not been close to blood relatives on my maternal side. My mother joined the military when I was quite young, after my parents divorced, and we traveled a lot until, well, the traveling never stopped, but that meant that every 2 to 3 to 4 years we were moving, and we were never really in an area around family. I'm sure at some point I'll get into the stories of when I did live with my relatives, but those were still very short amount of times compared to my entire life. I think if I added up all the time together, I probably spent 5 years or less total time around my blood relatives. So I'm not very close with them. So I don't have any next of kin. I am not married. I am single. I have been married. I've had some long-term relationships. But right now in my life, I'm 45 and completely alone, facing my own mortality. I think that I've lived a particularly interesting life compared to many. I'm not saying compared to most, because most people in the world aren't as sheltered as we are here in the United States. They travel more, just in general, foreigners travel more than Americans do. So I'm not saying that I've lived an extremely extraordinary life compared to most in the world, but compared to most people I know and most people in the US, I think I've lived a pretty extraordinary life. And I don't have anyone to share that with, so I'm going to share that here. Maybe no one will listen to it, but it'll be off my chest. Maybe someone will listen to it and think it's bullshit. Someone will listen to it and think it's boring. I don't know. I don't care. I just feel like I have a lot to get out. I'm currently unmedicated and not in therapy as well, so. And we'll get to that. But again, I'm 45. I'm pretty messed up and depressed. I am unmedicated. I am not currently in therapy. I don't have medical care. I don't have a retirement plan, a sustainable one. I have, I wouldn't say a substantial, a healthy amount of savings, but it's definitely not finite by any means. If I don't change something, it'll be gone in the next 12 months. Unless I make some drastic changes. I live in a very, very, very rural part of Arizona, which is why my throat is so dusty. And I have this little tingle cough because it's very windy here this winter, and being in the desert, that brings along a lot of dust, so who knows what I'm breathing in. I don't want to start off sounding like Eeyore, and I think that's what this is coming across as. I would really like to stay as neutral as possible in my storytelling. There are some things that I will probably get emotional about or react to, but ideally I would like to say pretty even-keeled and not give off judgment or as if I'm gloating or whining or complaining or rejoicing, what have you. That seems to be the better way of storytelling. I don't know. We'll see. I do want to try to keep these short because I am known to just blabble on, especially if I'm high, and I do partake of marijuana, not frequently and not for a long amount of time, meaning I haven't smoked for, my whole life. Most of my life I don't partake. So yeah, I tend to ramble on though. So I'm going to try to keep these short. I'm thinking I can do 10 minutes an episode and just think of a story and come on and talk about it. I'm right now seeking therapy. I am trying to get a therapist. I have had therapy in the past and it's been amazing. That was when I had financial means, as well as my location was excellent for mental health care. So I'm not a stranger to therapy. It's just my current circumstances. I think I'm going to end this episode with, I'm no one special. I'm just a lady who wants to tell about her life, and there's no one to tell but you. That's really sad and fucked up. Maybe it's good because I don't have the bullshit to deal with. I'm not sure. But that'll be the ease of it, and I'll figure out what story I'm telling maybe tomorrow. So if you've listened to this, thank you, and stick with it. Hopefully it gets better.